the crown prince of Dubai, always looking strong and calm, was secretly falling apart behind palace walls. Sheikh Hamdan. To the world, he's the charming royal who writes poems and carries power with ease. But lately people have started to notice something isn't right. Quiet talk of emotional struggles, health problems, and a life that might not be as perfect as it seems. Because behind his calm smile, there's a storm. A wife he didn't want back, an ex he never got closure from, and one woman who might be the only reason he's still holding it all together. This isn't the fairy tale the public sees. This is the other side of Sheikh Hamdan's life. Personal, painful and messy, and it all started with a poem he never meant to write. When Sheikh Hamdan's father asked him to write a poem for Sheikh Thani, it wasn't because of love, it was because of royal duty. Many people thought it was a romantic gesture, but it wasn't. It was Hamdan giving in to pressure. He didn't want to write it, and he definitely didn't want her back. But in royal families, duty often comes before feelings. So Hamdan did something he said he'd never do. He agreed to let Sheikh Thani return. Now she's coming back to the palace. On the outside, it looks like a happy reunion, but to Hamdan, it feels like giving up. Privately, he's told those closest to him that he doesn't even want to see her, not face to face, not even for a second. Most people think a reunion means closure, but for him, it's a painful reminder. Imagine having to smile next to someone you no longer want in your life, with the whole world watching, and the emotional cost, it's only beginning to show. On social media, Hamdan's life looks perfect. Beautiful photos, public events, poetic captions. But that's just the surface. Behind the scenes, he's falling apart. Pretending everything is fine while feeling lost inside has taken a toll. He's stopped hiding it from his close friends. He's tired mentally and emotionally. They say he's quieter now, more distant, like he's carrying something no one else can see. Every time he's forced into something he doesn't want, like pretending he's okay with Sheikh Thani, he loses a little more of himself. It's not just sadness, it's deep frustration. Even someone as powerful as Hamdan can feel powerless. This kind of stress doesn't break you all at once, it wears you down slowly, and soon the body starts to show what the heart is hiding. December 1st started like any other day. But that morning, Sheikh Hamdan couldn't get out of bed. He had been pushing himself for weeks. Too much exercise, way too much coffee, barely any sleep. It looked like self-discipline, but it was really him trying to avoid his emotions. But no matter who you are, the body has limits. His personal doctor was called in urgently. Hamdan looked pale, worn out, and confused. After some quick tests, the doctor gave him a serious warning. He needed treatment immediately. They performed a procedure called plasmapheresis, usually only done in extreme cases to clean the blood. It wasn't just tiredness. His body had shut down. For a man known for being strong and in control, needing that kind of help wasn't just a medical issue, it was a wake-up call. From that moment on, things started to change. The procedure helped. His body started to recover, but emotionally, he still had a long way to go. His doctor didn't hold back. He told Hamdan clearly, "You're pushing yourself too far. Next time it might be worse." That warning stuck with him. Hamdan had spent years carrying pressure without complaining, but now even his body was saying enough. For the first time in a long time, he slowed down. He started sleeping better, cut back on caffeine, spent more time with people he trusted, but most of all, he began thinking about how every time he had to fake a smile, attend an event he hated, or write something he didn't mean, it cost him his peace. And then it hit him. It wasn't just stress that nearly broke him, it was pretending to be okay when he wasn't. And that silence, that fake calm, was about to be broken by one simple poem and a name he hadn't said in months. It was only a poem, a few words about the moon, but it changed everything. While looking through some old papers, Hamdan found a handwritten poem from his ex-wife, Hadia Zen. It was short, sweet, and painfully familiar. It took him back to the beginning of the end. Months ago, Hamdan had written a poem with a line about the moon. He thought nothing of it, but Hadia read it differently. To her, it felt distant, like he was pushing her away. He never meant it that way. There was no hidden meaning, just a man writing out of habit, not with any message behind it. But the damage was done. The looks between them changed. The silence grew louder, and soon things fell apart. Now, reading Hadia's poem brought it all back. Regret, sadness, that kind of quiet pain you can't really explain. He didn't cry. He didn't reach out. He just sat there, alone, feeling the weight of everything he'd never said. Because sometimes it's not betrayal or anger that ruins love. It's simple misunderstanding. Words said or not said at the wrong time. And just when that sadness started to take over, someone stepped in and reminded him how to breathe again. When everything felt dark and heavy, someone reached out, not with advice but with laughter. Shama al-Falassi, to the public, she's a mystery. To Sheikh Hamdan, she's the one person who sees the real him, not the royal image. Their connection has grown stronger recently. While he was under pressure, she quietly stayed by his side, texting, checking on him, sending him light-hearted voice notes. Recently, he even sent her chocolates to cheer her up while she was studying. She replied with a cheeky message, "You get sick from stress, I'll get sick from diabetes." It was funny, but it also hit different. For the first time in weeks, he truly laughed. Not a fake laugh, a real one. The kind that makes you feel human again. Shama isn't just a friend. She's someone who brings peace. Someone who makes things feel normal again. She asked him to come over for coffee in her garden. No pressure, no cameras, no expectations. He said yes. It wasn't a big romantic moment, but it was something rare, comfort. And that small, simple moment, it might have saved him from completely falling apart. The palace feels different now. Sheikh Hatani hasn't moved back in. Hadia is gone. Shama stays far from the spotlight. And Sheikh Hamdan, he's mostly alone, by choice. But he's not really alone. His children are still there, running through the halls, laughing, asking questions, just being kids. Their presence has become his stability. Even with all the pressure, he finds peace in small things, helping them get ready for school, reading them bedtime stories, making them laugh. He's not acting like a prince, he's just being a dad. And maybe, for the first time in a long time, that's exactly what he wants. There are no big announcements, no photo shoots, just a man recovering, finding meaning in something that never let him down, being a father. His days are slower now, healthier. He eats better, sleeps better, monitors his health closely. And more importantly, he's finally living for himself, not for his father, not for the palace, not for anyone else. People may keep guessing who's in his life, but he's focused on who truly matters, who's in his heart. He may wear a crown, but behind it, Sheikh Hamdan is fighting a battle no one talks about. Not a public fight, a personal one. At night, he sits alone with his thoughts, haunted by past decisions and feelings he never got to express. His biggest enemy isn't someone on the outside. It's the silence inside. A wife he didn't want has returned. An ex he still cares about is gone. And the only one who brings him peace doesn't live in the palace. He's juggling heartbreak, duty, and fatherhood, all while the world expects him to smile and stay strong. But maybe that's what makes him different. Not the money, not the horses, not even the poetry. It's his quiet strength, his ability to carry pain and still find joy in small things. A laugh from Shama, a hug from his child, a peaceful night's sleep. This isn't the fairy tale people imagine. This is what it looks like when duty crushes desire, when pressure meets pain. And somehow he's still standing, because even when no one's watching, Sheikh Hamdan keeps moving forward. People often think royalty means no pain, no problems, but Sheikh Hamdan's story shows us something different. This is a man surrounded by choices he never wanted, feelings he couldn't share, and pressure he didn't ask for. from being forced to reunite with someone he doesn't love, to a health scare, to finding comfort in someone the public barely knows. His life right now is about balance. One wrong move, and the truth slips out. But maybe that's okay. Maybe we're finally seeing the real man behind the title, not just a prince, but a father, a son, a man trying to put himself back together. The real question is, will he finally take back control of his life, or will the weight of tradition pull him right back in?
The most important question for us right now is how come you're still single?
Well, it is not like luck and you come and take your luck. You have to find for the right one. I will see where my destiny take me.
Which women would be good enough for you?
I think talking about horses is better than talking about women. It was very, very nice. I enjoyed the weather here. I enjoyed the forest. It's super nice.
What about Estonia? It's the first time for you to be here. What do you think about Estonia, and what was the biggest surprise for you?
Well, it is my first time here in Estonia, and one of my hobbies that I like to do when I come to new places is to jump on my bike, take my phone, take my camera, and get lost.
We have seen that already.
Yes, I went as soon as I came. We went cycling for 50 kilos. We went all around. We loved the place. We love the people here. They're very kind. So hopefully that if this race happens every year, we will be here.
Any surprises for you?
Well, some mosquitoes, but we had some good sprays and we sprayed ourselves. But at the first loop, the mosquitoes was just attacking us. But it was fun.
The most important question for us right now is how come you're still single?
Well, it is not like luck and you come and take your luck. You have to find for the right one. I will see where my destiny take me.
Which women would be good enough for you?
I think talking about horses is better than talking about women.
How many horses do you have?
Well, here we have 20 horses.
But total number would be?
We have some flat race horses and some show jumping horses. We have different kind of horses. But now here we have only endurance horses, and we came here to participate and see this wonderful country.
How many more days you will be here?
I think this is my last day, unfortunately.
So tonight you will be leaving?
Yes, I'll be leaving tonight.
What's next?
Next, make us a race here, and the room was buzzing with energy. Bright lights, cameras rolling, and all eyes on Sheikh Hamdan. He sat there calm and collected, in a plush chair, ready to talk about something bigger than himself. Everyone expected the usual: his latest projects, his grand vision, and the impact he wanted to make. But just as the interview settled in, the mood took an unexpected turn. The interviewer, with a sly smile and a hint of curiosity, leaned in and asked the question everyone's been dying to know: why are you still single? It wasn't on the agenda, and it caught the room off guard, but Hamdan, with a sparkle in his eye, didn't miss a beat. Instead of dodging, he chose to flip the script. That unexpected question shifted the atmosphere instantly. The interviewer's tone went from professional to playful, but Hamdan stayed perfectly composed. He paused just long enough to make you wonder what he was thinking, then answered with a calm confidence that shut down the speculation before it could even begin. Well, he said with a knowing smile, sometimes the story isn't what people expect. Today, I'm here to talk about building schools, opening hospitals, and making a difference, not my personal life. His words were clear, almost like a gentle reminder that some things deserved more attention than tabloid rumors. Even though the cameras kept rolling and the room waited for more, Hamdan's message was loud and clear. His legacy isn't about who he's dating, it's about the impact he's making. What stood out was Hamdan's unwavering focus. While the world might obsess over his relationship status, he made it clear that his real story lies in the work he's doing. It's not just about avoiding personal questions, it's about shifting the narrative entirely. His calm, collected demeanor showed a man who knows exactly what matters. For Hamdan, changing lives through education and healthcare isn't just a project, it's a mission. And that mission is where he wants the spotlight to stay, no matter how loud the gossip gets. This wasn't just deflection, it was a powerful statement about priorities and legacy. In a world where celebrity stories often focus on scandal, Hamdan's choice to highlight philanthropy felt refreshingly rare. But the public's curiosity didn't fade. If anything, it only grew louder. Fans, media outlets, and social networks constantly speculated about why Sheikh Hamdan remained single. Rumors and theories spread fast, with everyone eager for a glimpse behind the curtain. Yet through it all, Hamdan kept drawing clear boundaries. He refused to let personal questions overshadow his purpose. Instead, he reminded everyone that his private life was just that, private. His consistent message pushed back against the endless cycle of gossip and kept the focus on what truly mattered, the lives his work was touching every day. This tension between public pressure and personal boundaries is a tightrope many public figures struggle with, but Hamdan navigated it with quiet strength. What really sets Sheikh Hamdan apart is how he's rewritten the script for what a public figure's story can be. Instead of fueling the endless chase for personal drama, he uses his platform to spotlight his philanthropic efforts, building schools, supporting hospitals, and creating opportunities where they're needed most. This isn't the typical celebrity narrative, where love life and scandal steal the show. Hamdan flips the spotlight to something bigger, his legacy. It's a bold move that challenges what fans and the media expect, proving that a public figure can be admired for their impact, not just their relationships. And that shift changes everything about how we view fame and influence today. So what does all this say about the stories we choose to follow? In an age where private lives are often public property, Sheikh Hamdan's stance offers a different perspective. It reminds us that not every detail needs to be shared, and not every headline has to revolve around personal drama. His focus on meaningful change challenges us to think about what really matters when we look up to someone. Is it their relationships or the difference they make in the world? Hamdan's example pushes us to rethink the way we consume celebrity stories and maybe to look deeper than the gossip. But this raises a question. In a world obsessed with personal details, can public figures truly control their narrative? And more importantly, should we let them? At the end of the day, Sheikh Hamdan's story isn't about who he's dating or why he's single. It's about the legacy he's building through his work and vision. He reminds us that sometimes the most powerful stories aren't the ones shouted from the headlines, but the quiet, lasting impact made behind the scenes. So next time you find yourself caught up in celebrity gossip or rumors, remember Hamdan's example. Maybe the real story isn't about love lives or drama, but about what people choose to build with their time and influence. What do you think? Should we celebrate public figures for their achievements or keep chasing the stories they'd rather keep private? The choice might say more about us than it does about them.